What is up, YouTube? Back again with another video. In today's video, man, we're going over the best perk cola augments that you can possibly run. I wanted to start the augment series based on section, so obviously I'll update this with the new perks as we go forward in the seasons. For this season, obviously we have Vulture Raid, so that will be in this video, but obviously going forward I'll make separate videos on the new augments that are added going forward. So for the first augment of the video, we're having a Stanima, and Stanima is going to be the Dasher, increased tactical duration, as well as Hot Foot, which gains a speed boost after your equipment kills an enemy. These are my personal opinion the best two augments for these. If you wanted to run something different from Major, you could do the Free Faller, which has become immune to fall damage. That is another really great augment for this perk. But as for the minor augments, I don't think there's anything better than the Hot Foot. Hot Foot makes you insanely fast. So if you're actually playing, like say the new map, the Mort's map, the castle, this can actually be really helpful when you are using, say, like Molotovs or whatever, and if you're trying to get away from an area, you pop one of those down the ground, and you will make just your life so much easier and get out of there so much quicker. Next up, we have Quick Revive. Quick Revive, I'm running Equivalent Exchange. If you have Quick Revive active while down, you get kill an enemy will revive you and remove Quick Revive. This can be done up to 3 times on a match. This is really going to be good for someone who doesn't have, or if you're going on a boss fight run, especially if you are the only player in your squad who is usually the one to do all the work or is the best of your squad, and you just need the extra revive just in case you take it down by accident. This is gonna be your best friend. I can't tell you how many times in a boss fight on like either on Liberty or on Terminus how this quick revive actually saved my life and saved the run, because I would get randomly down from some stupidness or get down by trying to save a teammate, and then I could just pop my one weapon out, shoot it or whatever, or have a grenade down and time explosive it, whatever it may be, and then just be able to get out of that and revive. And then I still have my other self revive that I would normally have as well, so that's really just nice to have. The other one that I think is a huge one for Quick Revive, and this is something I probably would recommend running on the Mort's map if you're playing with friends, and that is EMT. Reviving an ally allows them to keep all their perks on their bleed out bar. This is just going to be really helpful for those guys that are dying a lot, but they have like 3 or 4 perks. This will allow them to kind of keep them, which is nice. For the minor augments, I would say probably the best one is the Slow Death, which is increases your time in Last Stand. I think this doubles your time in Last Stand. But if you're really trying to play with other people and you really want to just help other people, you're not really worried about yourself, then the Swift Recovery or the Karmic Return, both of those are really, really good. Any 3 of these augments on the minor augments are amazing, so just run whatever feels best for you. Honestly, there really is no best option for the minor. I personally like having the longer bleed out timer because I know I'm playing with guys that aren't as good at zombies or good at video games in general as maybe I am, and so it's nice to give them a little bit extra time to not have to stress about reviving me right off the bat if I die. And at the end of the day, that helps make the stress levels a lot less for players, is when they know you have a little bit longer bleed out time and you don't like bleed out insanely fast. Up next is Juggernog. And Juggernog, I'm using Probiotic, so increase maximum health to Juggernog with Juggernog. This will make you have 300 health. A lot of people will say Turtle Shell or Reactive Armor are better. Those people are just flat out wrong, because they don't help you when the armor breaks insanely fast no matter what. So even with Turtle Shell, and I think it does increase your armor's health, it still doesn't help you in the long run. Probiotic seems to be more helpful in more situations than not, because this actually makes me less worried about running out of armor as much, because I can get an extra hit or 2 out of a zombie with the Probiotic. For minor augments, I have Durable Plates, which slightly increases my armor durability, so this does make my armor very, very strong for what it is. This is just going to be really helpful in maps with a lot of manglers, because manglers really hurt your armor in total. But obviously, if you wanted to go super sweaty mode, you could do hardened plates with turtle shell, and you would be pretty strong. Or even turbo plates with our turtle shell is a pretty good combo. But I think relatively speaking, the durable plates is probably the strat. Now, something I do want to test more is retaliation. It's something I haven't really used all that frequently, but retaliation does deal bonus damage while health is low. I don't know how much of that is, like, how much of that bonus is, but I don't feel like it's much, so I wouldn't recommend that, just because you have to be at low health, and usually, in my opinion, in this game, you don't want to be at health shooting zombies. You at low health, you want to try to be moving away from the zombies as fast as possible. For melee macchiato or macchiato, whatever the fuck you want to call this stupid perk, I would run vampiric extraction. And why I say this is a stupid perk is because this perk is on every single map and is completely useless when you're not doing an Easter egg set that requires it, because you're never going to be, the melee weapons just drop off no matter what with damage. So it doesn't matter if you make macchiato, half the melee weapons are going to drop off around like 45, 50. So it doesn't really matter if you're running this perk or not. It doesn't really help all that much, especially if you're trying to late game with melees. But anyway, vampiric extraction is probably the biggest major augment that I use, which melee attacks heal a small amount of your health. This is really good for if you're trying to just melee a lot, but obviously if you really wanted to maximize your damage output, you could put espresso or triple shot on, but it just really depends on your opinions on the matter. So just kind of play with them a little bit, but I personally like vampiric extraction a little bit more than the others. Now that I'm playing on Morts though more than I am playing on the other two maps, I might mess around with melee macchiato and see if I can make something that would help the swords a little bit, because I've heard that the triple shot does affect the swords. I haven't tested that theory yet, so keep that with a grain of salt. But you know, it is what it is. For minor augments, I'm doing stick and move, which backpedal speed is increased after successful melee attacks. Now, this is going to be really good for your swords because of the simple reason of the swords. You're going to be wanting to stand, like, be pulling your analog back while meleeing. That is a strat that it's hard to tell people about, but once you see it, you understand why you do this strat. It just helps not getting hit as much when you're meleeing and put some space between you and the enemy that it can't hit you. So that's what I recommend for that. The other two are kind of just whatever. Melee kills, reload a portion of your held weapon. That's kind of whatever. Strength training, your punch can one-hit normal enemies for more rounds. Again, doesn't really make a difference in the grand scheme of things. Speed Cola, I'm running Classic Formula, which reload speed is even faster. And then I'm also running Quick Scout for weapons faster. That's what I'm looking for. I think that's the only good minor augment. The other two augments are not that great. The major augments are actually interesting for field upgrades. You can just charge it a bit faster, and for phantom reload, weapons magazines are slowly refilled over time. So again, if you're trying to do like camos or something, then you will find that certain weapons require certain augments to make it a little better. For melees, putting on supercharged with the things we're going to talk about here in a minute with the Aether Shroud ability, which will be in another video, but then also the some of the other perks in here, you combine all that stuff together, and will make your meleeing for camos a lot easier in the grand scheme. But that's what I recommend so far for Speed Cola. Voltrade, again, still work in progress, so don't be, I'm not going to say it's 100% in stone, but as of right now, the best augments you can get is going to be probably Parting Gift and Carrying Luggage. That it basically gives critical kills have a chance to drop extra salvage, and then obviously Parting Gift gives more ammo for wonder weapons. Now, if you're playing on a map that doesn't have a wonder weapon that's based on ammo, then I don't know how this will be. Same with like the jet gun. I don't know how that's going to work because it doesn't have technically ammo. It has a recharge thing ability, so I don't understand how that's going to work with ammo. But if you're running something like the beaming, the one from Terminus, which is the Beam Smasher, then it may be very, very, very good. Right now I've been using a lot of Smell of Death. That's what I've been using recently. but I'm not sure if I'm going to switch up. I might switch back to Feed Upgrade because that one's quite good as well. Vulture A is really early to figure out what's kind of the best right now until I have all of them unlocked and I can kind of play test them a little bit more. But at the moment, these seem to be the best. PhD. PhD, we have the RAM. I just don't think you should be running anything other than RAM. The RAM basically makes you have tactical sprint that you can knock down enemies and base zombies. And this one I feel like it's just the best overall. But obviously you could do PhD slider, maybe on a smaller map like Morris. This could be useful, but I still find the RAM more useful because I can just run through a tight corridor and just knock everything down in my path, and I find that very, very good, especially since I want to be as fast as possible moving on the map. And then minor augments, I'm using the sliding distance and speed are increased. This is absolutely broken right now. You need to be using this. This makes you slide so far, so fast, and it's amazing. And the other two are cool, but again, that's Tribiologist, whatever it's called, is way, way better, way more recommended. Deadshot Daiquiri, I have Deadhead, which is further increased critical damage, and that's just probably, in my opinion, the best when it comes to just normal using Deadshot Daiquiri. But obviously, if you're doing specific challenges, you may want to do Dead First or Dead Again, just depending on what you are looking for. Minor augments, Dead Break is probably my biggest one because of all the armored zombies, especially in those later rounds, around 30s, 40s, 50s. You're going to be seeing a lot of armored zombies, pretty much predominantly armored, so you're going to want to be doing more damage to those armored zombies. I would like to see in the future update, maybe them add a way you can change your augments in-game, because I would love to be able to switch around these augments and use certain augments at certain rounds, but, probably won't see that happen. But obviously you can do other ones as well, but I don't think any of these really other ones have as much of an impact on your game going forward. But, that's just my opinion. Last one, but not least, Elemental Pop. Elemental Pop is a weird one because I'm using it now more than I was before, but there is a way to make this thing not terrible if you are trying to do camos. So if you use camos, make sure you use Surgical Focus. Because that is that citrus focus? I think that's how you say it. But anyway, that is the one that allows you to use the ammo mod on your gun. Will be the only ammo mod activated, so you won't have the random trigger ammo mods trigger like they normally do. So that's nice. But now that I'm not doing camo specifically, and now that I do DLC guns, I just don't get elemental. But for the guys out here that are running the elemental without doing camos, electric cherry is going to be your best friend. Being able to reload and get electrifies enemies around you and reloading is amazing. For minor augments, slightly reduce all ammo mod cooldowns is what I'm running. But obviously you could do the other ones as well, but I think that having more ammo mods more frequently does help if I am trying to partake, if I'm trying to acquire a camo that requires certain ammo mods. I pop Citrus Focus on and have Chillberry on, and I should be getting those camos double the speed. So those are my opinions on augments for Perk-Colas. Again, this is just from my testing. Obviously, if you're someone who plays a little different than I do, I'm more of an aggressive zombies player. I like to be fast. I like to be light. I don't like to be heavy. I don't like to be slow. So I like to be fast and light so I can move around the map quickly, do challenges quickly. So that's just these are built from my specific playstyle. But obviously, there's been some here that combinations with others make it very interesting. But that's just me. So, hope you guys found this video helpful. This is just the first of many tutorial videos coming in the future. Since I'm not doing dark matter, I really just want to focus on helping you guys, because at the end of the day, zombies in this game is not hard, but I do see how some people could find it hard, and I want to make sure those people are being given the best information possible. So, next episode we'll probably go for ammo mods, and then field grades, and then some other stuff as well. So, who knows what will happen in the future, but this is episode 1 for the Perk-Colas at least, so I hope this helps you guys in a little bit. And yeah, love you guys, you're awesome, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.